As promised, Jersey Jack has made an offer we can't refuse. How's it going? This is Johnny Pinball. We are back to talk about Godfather, 50 years, the pinball machine. Well, here it is, here on Jersey Jack's homepage. You can see they have two models. They did not go with the standard. They've got the LE on the left and the collector's edition on the right. First impressions, right? Just by looking at this, it's like, okay, the collector's edition looks a little gaudy with the gold, and then hopefully their metal leg protectors there are not plastic. That would be pretty cheesy if they're plastic. We'll find out when people finally get these in their home. Pricing hasn't changed. We're still going to look at $15,000 for that collector's edition, and I believe $12,000 for the LE. But you notice the collector's edition comes with a topper on a Jersey Jack pinball. So really, is it that much more than a Stern limited edition? Because a Stern is what, $13,000 now? And if you want to add a topper, that brings it to, let's just assume a topper is $1,000. That brings it to $14,000. Pretty close in price. I think Jersey Jack gives you a little bit more. Whether that little bit more is actually worth it. I mean, in this one, you get all that extra bling. Maybe not worth it, but maybe it is to you. I think the topper is better than something a Stern would make. We'll get more into that later. So these are the games. We'll probably focus more on what you're going to find out on the public locations, which would be the LE, so the one on the left. So we got cabinet art by Christopher Franchi, and he did a fine job. It looks like The Godfather. It's just The Godfather. I'm just not as excited as Galactic Tank Force. I'm sorry. It's a movie I haven't even seen, so maybe that's my fault. If I'd seen the movie, I'd be excited. So I do think we should start out. I know you've already watched it, but a few people might not have, and it just makes sense to get it fresh in our mind, the trailer. So we'll watch the trailer, then we will discuss what we see. And away we go.
On the 50th anniversary of the most epic saga in cinematic history, you are invited to take a place at the table. Jersey Jack Pinball pulls you back in to make you an offer you can't refuse. Choose your family and complete jobs to increase your strength and influence. Then go to the mattresses to carve out your piece of the city. But be warned, there are rules to this game. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Never go against the family. And don't hesitate to take the first shot. Because in this ruthless fight for power, there can only be one Godfather.
All right, so there you have it. That was Godfather. Doesn't quite have the same effect as their Guns N' Roses teaser video did on me. So my heart rate's still at resting heart rate here. Well, let's go over to Nap Arcade and see what Jason is reporting on this. So we've got some pictures here. So it is nice that the models are going to have molded sculpts. So unlike Stern, I mean, they don't have a Stern price point, so I would expect molded sculpts instead of flat plastics. But you got some mobster guys here. They're coming through looking a little blurry. I don't know if you guys feel that. Let's just see if we can blow them up. There we go. We got this guy with the gun. In the other video you may have watched, which we're not going to sample here because it's way too long, the straight down the middle video, Eric, the designer, said that, or demonstrated that this guy's got a little machine gun on him and that kind of moves around and fires. So that actually is pretty cool when he saw that in that video. This guy is just a bust of a dude. Eric did mention he had a bunch of plastics on this and he was really proud of this fountain. I think he said like 11 different pieces are attached to it. To me, I don't think it works for a pop bumper cap. It's a little busy. Maybe I would have just done that as, I don't know. I prefer my UFO like Godzilla. What can I say? It's in the same spot as Godzilla. Kind of interesting, right? If you recall, Avengers Infinity Quest kind of came out, I want to say just before Guns N' Roses did, or maybe it was just after, but they both had that spinning target on the playfield. And now this is following up Godzilla, and it's got the pop bumper in the exact same spot. It's like Eric can never have a feature that's his for a while. Everyone in the industry seems to know what each other's doing, and they throw it in their games. Or coincidence, right? Okay, we just got the houses here. Keep going. Oh, the playfield. Okay. So looking at the playfield here, what does this ramp remind you of? Shoot the broadside. Yeah, I mean, I see it. That's the Black Rose ramp return right there. But you'll notice it doesn't drop it right on the flipper like Black Rose, and the center, as they call it, stained glass, does not pop up to reveal a cannon. So, geez, Eric, way to make it a little different. So the ball actually rolls around here and hits a target. Oh, we just saw that. Sorry, Eric Minier. Again, Jack Danger stole that with his alley pass targets. So it rolls out that ramp, hits that target, does something, I assume. The target's got to be there for a reason. We don't know at this point. So I do like that ramp. I mean, we haven't really seen a ramp like that in a while. It's not really ramp, the return. We got a left orbit, looks like, with a spinner and a magnet up top. That's what I'm seeing here. We've got a scoop, which you can't really see from this point of view right here. And I can't really tell if this is like a up ramp or a 180 ramp or something. I know Eric also mentioned there's 5 diverters in this game, making the standard layout here have 29 different ball paths. So that might be a first. I mean, Shadow, we'd have to fact check him on Shadow to see how many ball paths there were on that game. But as far as I'm aware, these diverters are not user controlled. And then we got the center guy here. I think he's got a magnet under him and perhaps a drop target guarding him. Pretty standard. And then right here we have another spinner, it looks like. Ramp entrance. Yeah, it's really hard to tell from this angle. And then, of course, we have an upper flipper positioned on the Godzilla side, the left side of the playfield, and with a ball path behind it. Looks like I can shoot this inner orbit, perhaps. Probably that ramp. I don't know if you're going to need a banana ramp to make it up, but maybe you'll make it up, and then definitely this ramp here. And then kind of further down, these 2 entrances here, I think of the Dynasty lock. The way it was demonstrated was like a captive ball in there, where you could smash another ball in there and kind of play that little game. And it looks like they both eject for a little 2-ball multi-ball. Or at least that's how it was in the demo. And then moving down, we have this pop bumper, as discussed earlier, but a little different than the Godzilla one because it has a target in front of it. So it's not a 360-degree pop bumper. Looks like you're going to bash it into a couple stand-ups here and maybe some super secret way there. We have standard out lanes. This one's kind of got a gap like there would be 2 in lanes here, but instead we've got a little stand-up. Different. I wonder if it kicks the ball like Foo Fighters. I doubt it does. It looks a little small. All right, back to the LE. The LE art is fine. I don't think there's any reason to upgrade if you're worried about the art. But if we go back, there's supposed to be a... Yeah, you can't really see it in this angle, but there's a Statue of Liberty toy back here that is not on the LE. Kind of lame that they're... For $12,000, you still don't get the full game, that they're holding back that toy. So they've got this stained glass wheel in the center. It does look really cool, and this one must be the LE playfield because it has the sparkle, of course, which they do on their... Sorry, not LE, the collector edition playfield. All these companies change their names. I feel like LE should be the top trim. Can we all just agree on that? Stern's the market leader. They set the terminology. But I digress. It's neither here nor there, right? Anyway, I think of the Black Knight wheel. It looks like the Black Knight wheel, I mean, in a little way. But it does look pretty cool with all those stained glass colors. A good implementation of the LED lights, which, you know, typically they kind of overdo. But in this case, well, they overdid it, trust me. I believe they said 450 RGB lights in this one, so get your sunglasses or pin shades ready. Yeah, there's that collector edition only Statue of Liberty. It looks a little dirty. I wonder if they found that in like Better Call Saul's office. Maybe it was in the bottom of a urinal. I don't know. Probably not, but I don't know. Maybe that is just hardened pee. Oh boy, right? Oh, this is kind of cool. This is a stainless steel kind of like diorama in the back of the game. So no molded plastic, no vacuum formed plastic, as Stern sometimes does with Godzilla. They did that. Jersey Jack did full stainless steel. That's pretty cool. Okay, we got a spinner here. Anything else, Jason? That looks like that's it here. Let's see what the comments are. I'm always curious what people think. Maybe I'm nuts, but this looks awesome. I had no idea what to expect from this. I was blown away when I saw it. I love how they implemented the theme. Oh, that's the author. That's Jason. He's pretty excited about it. So I did take a little bit of stills from the long form video just to talk about them here. So let's take a peek at the stills. We're starting off. Yeah, there's that guy with the machine gun. From this point of view, he looks really cool. I think he's my favorite sculpt in this game. And we can validate here. We do have a drop target. Probably something like Star Trek Vengeance, where there's like a magnet in there, a drop target. You know the deal. They've done it in Pinball before. And then we're also seeing that spinner there and the spinner over here. So we got at least 2 spinners. Yeah, this angle, it looks really cool. I like how it's got a little red LED on the tip when he's firing at you. All right, moving on. What do we got next? Okay, here's a picture of the topper. This is kind of rivaling CGC's toppers because both of those dudes on there are like action figures that have coils that move them around. And they fire knockers when they shoot. I think that's probably the coolest part of the game. Big Miss Mona, I think, is sponsoring this. If you remember her pinball knockers from Macho Pinball, Big Miss Mona's pinball knockers. Well, anyway, they put 2 pinball knockers in there. They can knock at the same time when they're firing, and it's like bop, 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 just like a gun. That's really cool, but unfortunately, only 1,000 people will get to experience that. Yeah, so this is actually Team Pinball's The Mafia game. And I was like, you know, the art seems a little similar, and this guy here staring at us looks pretty familiar. He looks pretty close to this guy, the machine gun guy. So maybe they were inspired by the Godfather when they were making that. Just a coincidence, I'm sure. It'd be funny if that was the exact same spinner design, but it is yellow. The other one is yellow. Not quite the same. What do we got here? Oh, this is a claw machine, and it's to prove a point that Jersey Jack games are like kids' redemption games with their RGB LEDs. Just too many LEDs. Because they really doubled down. Here it is. They doubled down on the hot rails, and they said, you know what? We've got so much clown puke in this game, but what we're missing is clown puke on the backboard. So they added this new strip, and they're super proud of it. Oh, they are so very, very proud and happy because they added that strip. So you get 1, 2, 3. Pin Stadium Fusion Neos Move Over. The clowns are in town. I think this game is probably going to first show up in Baraboo, Wisconsin, Circus Town. Just look at this. This is not pinball. This is cotton candy. Anyway, I'm not going to be a buyer, obviously, of this game, so I guess you guys who buy them like your colors. Taste the rainbow. Oh, what's this on the scoop? Did they call up John Borg, or did they have some chipping under their playfields? We know their playfields like the chip, so they got the Borg bumpers, the Rush bumpers on their scoop. Kind of interesting that they put that. They're not as thick, though. These are classy. And they wouldn't have blue. I feel like black would suit it better, but they wouldn't have blue. Is that it? That's it. That's all I had here. Those are my first thoughts on the game. I'll say the trailer didn't wow me. Didn't make me want to buy the game. But watching the featurette, I kind of understand what they were going for, and I think it will be fun to shoot. I know that's cliche to say, oh, you know, it's fun to shoot. Well, some games actually aren't fun to shoot. So, like District 82's Police Force. Not fun to shoot. So I think anyone who buys this, of course, will enjoy it because they spent all that money, so they have to enjoy it. You got to reinforce your purchase by saying you like it. But okay, after the 2 months wear off, I think people will still like this game. Where is it going to slot in? Probably Pirates will still be considered better, but I'm guessing this game with this layout probably will appeal to more people than GNR did. Because GNR was kind of a multi-ball layout, or just had a lot of multi-balls. And we're looking at this layout here. It looks kind of flowy, and especially with all those diverters, I think people are going to like it. I'm excited to play it. Foo Fighters, right? That came out, and this. I just kind of did the math quickly here. So the 1,000 LEs of 1,000 LEs of Foo Fighters, 1,000 collector's edition of this. That means $28 million has been sucked out of pinball buyers' pockets this week. $28 million. Is there enough money in the bank for AP? Is there enough money in the bank for CGC? What about P3's Project Carbon? Final Resistance, I think it was called. Well, that's all I have for Godfather. Let's end tonight on Cocaine Bear. I just came back from this movie. I think everyone should watch it. It's a pretty good movie. A little gory, but a pretty tremendous movie. Here we go.
Medic!
Oh, Jesus. What is that?
Beth, we should go.
Millions of dollars worth of cocaine fell from the sky this morning in Knoxville, Tennessee.
There's more of this out there. They dumped it somewhere.
I'm looking for my daughter.
Forest is a dangerous place.
Hey, Henry, check it out. Something got into it. A deer, maybe.
A lot of cocaine was lost. I need you to go and get it.
No, don't eat that, don't eat that. Let's see what kind of effect that has on
The bear. It fucking did cocaine. A bear did cocaine.
There was a bear.
A bear?
It was Bark.
Hey, that's inappropriate.
You're safe. Bears can't climb trees.
Of course I can.
Oh, shit.
It kind of seems like the thing that stays with a man forever.
Apex predator. High on cocaine. Out of his mind. Oh man, you fucked.
What the fuck is wrong with that bear?
Shoot it, man.
Bear, speed up!
We have such good luck in nature.
You know who should make Cocaine Bear? Multimorphic or wherever Scott Denisi is. Scott Denisi should make Cocaine Bear. Scott, you're on notice. I want to see it in 2 years. All right. Have a good night, everyone. This has been Johnny Pinball with a first look at The Godfather. Peace.